At Smith's, we never compromise. You get up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on.
What's up, everybody? Whoever's in there watching.
Saving on your education should be a right, not a competition. At University of Phoenix, you'll get the best scholarship or savings you qualify for. Simple as that.
Addie, what's up? How's it going? Montoya, have you ever tried inking from the light box? No, I'm not that good. It would be an interesting experiment to just see what would happen. And I know some people work that way, but for me, plus I do a lot of these to have them to be inked by somebody else, so obviously I try to make it clear for them. Yeah, and Montoya, if this works out, this, in theory, will be the cover. We'll see how it goes. Sorry, I'm... in the middle of trying to solve a technical problem. But yeah, if this thing works out and kind of looks the way I hope it does, in theory, I'll see about having Chuck ink it for the cover. I mean, of course he's going to do the cover. It's like the most important thing. I just got to come up with an image that's, you know, good enough. You like the Image Comic logo? Yeah, I was farting around with what to make it look like. I have this idea of having it look like a basic 9mm bullet casing round, and then the two round shapes at the bottom be like the underside of a bullet, you know. But then, of course, it takes the shape of the subtle hint that we're trying to make. I got to work that design out. Yeah, Addie, I know it's childish, but that is the whole point of my stupid comic in a way, to be just ridiculous. So it's dumb humor, but I've committed to the idea, so, because the whole comic's drawn, there's no backing out of it now. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry your back's been hurting. Hope you're doing okay. Addie's got a little bit of a dark side to her. Which, you know, makes her fit right in with the rest of us. lines are made to be crossed. I like that. It's all about choosing the time and place that you cross them. Montoya, you got a good ear, my dude. You're right and you're wrong. It is the same composer, and it's the music from Flight of the Navigator, and that little musical cue that you just heard, he absolutely duplicated note for note in both movies. And I'm like the only person, I swear, that ever noticed it. I mean, I know I'm not. Oh, Addie's got a bail. Thanks, Addie. But, yeah, Montoya, you are on the right. I'm listening to the Flight of the Navigator, but it is the same composer, and again, he used the exact same musical cue in certain parts, and it's kind of ridiculous and kind of funny all at the same time. You're like, it's the same tune. Like, you couldn't come up with something else on, because Young Guns 2 came after this by several years. Maybe he just really liked it. But good ear, dude. I am impressed. Yeah, and you know, the music fits both of them. It's funny, but it's like, yeah, why would he use it? Luke, by the way, hey, dude, what's going on? Didn't mean to skip you there. You've been drawing all day before you had to go into work? Well, good way to spend your time. Luke, you drew the sick-ass splash page. It's going to be in your new book. That's awesome. Chem Art, how's it going? Montoya, you've been practicing getting depth in outdoor locations. It's such a pain when all you have are rock formations. Really, I kind of would think that would be somewhat easier, I guess, because rocks are just like organic, non-precise shapes. I don't know. You kind of got me thinking on that one. Sounds interesting. I guess I'd have to see what it is. I mean, I would like to see just cause what it was you were doing. I find that if it's like, I mean, of course, I've got a specific idea in my head of what I assume you're talking about. I think of like a landscape with a bunch of rocky formations and just those organic shapes. They seem to kind of flow easily for me. It's doing like proper in perspective, like draw a room and have everything in perspective and have the camera set right so you have the figure in the camera and the background's on the same ground, the same plane. It's tricky. Luke, you know what's funny is I actually am putting out a video tomorrow that actually addresses exactly that. I love Liefeld's older work. His End of New Mutants era and his X-Force era and the first few issues of Youngblood, I think are the best things he's ever done. And I'm not even concerned about his anatomy. And again, you'll hear me talk about it on the video going up tomorrow because I actually trace some of his figures from some of his books so you could see what the human figure looks like. Like, I actually trace the figures intentionally leaving the clothes and the gear off, so it's like the naked human form, and you get some of the weirdest looking shit. But the point that I'm making in the video is that you don't have to know perfect anatomy if you have an exciting story, exciting characters, fun designs, energetic pages. The anatomy's it's secondary. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, and Liefeld's a perfect example. Now, that's in reference to his older work. His current stuff is garbage. He lost something big time, and it's just not the same. But yeah, I've got a video coming out tomorrow where I kind of address exactly that. But Liefeld's older stuff, I'm actually a big fan of it. There's something to be learned from it. And bad anatomy is irrelevant. You know, it's just not necessary. You know, there are those artists who do incredible anatomy and you love it, but it's not a requirement. You know what I mean? Good stories, good characters, and exciting pages will win over good anatomy. That is my opinion on the subject, and I don't expect everyone to necessarily agree with me, but yeah, Montoya, he's been on autopilot big time, dude. You're exactly correct. So tomorrow's video, I mean, it's more of like an art demonstration, which I've had people telling me that they wish that I would do more of. And so that kind of inspired the idea. But anyway, yeah, Luke, I hope that answers your question. And if you go back and you watch my videos on all of Liefeld's older work, yes, I'm busting on it, but it's more of his, like, when he'll draw a costume or a weapon in a character's hand on one panel a certain way, and the very next panel it changes completely. That's the stuff that's like it beyond infuriating to me. Luke, my dude, that's a really good question. Who aged worse, Liefeld or Miller? I'm going to have to say Frank Miller. Liefeld, he's making an effort to make his figures less ridiculously proportioned. He just doesn't know anatomy, so it doesn't look good, but he's trying to put in the effort. He pumps out 1,000,000 pages. He's constantly working. It's kind of slick for what he does, but Frank Miller's art style is off the wall bonkers. When you look at what he used to do on Dark Knight or Daredevil, Sin City, and then what he's doing now, I'd say Miller's aged worse. But that's a really good question, man. I don't know about him being a recluse. I think he's kind of full of himself. I think he probably did a lot of drugs back in the day, but then so again, so did Liefeld apparently. But if you look at Frank Miller, he looks like old and sickly. So I wonder if it's a matter of physical ability. Does he have a shaky hand? Is his cognitive abilities not there? Is there an age factor? I don't know, Montoya. I haven't heard specifically, but like I was just saying, yeah. Is he battling something? And if so, I mean, we're not talking about the human beings when we're talking about their art sucking. You know, if Miller's fighting cancer and that's a direct result of why his art sucks, then of course we have sympathy for that, and like we would anybody. I haven't heard that, but I don't know. But it just feels to me like almost like he's trolling us. Like he's like, I'm gonna draw the most shit thing, and you're all gonna look at it and love it. And I just do not get it. And what's even weirder is I see a bunch of professional artists like defending it, saying it's amazing. Like Tom Scioli from Cartoonist Kayfabe, he loves it. He's like, oh, he's innovative and he's doing all these new things and he's pushing the boundaries and like, I'm gonna make this ugly art. I'm like, okay, but why is that awesome? You know, I don't know.
You haven't ice with time you begun. For the holidays are the result of much fuss and hard work of the world that created them for us. Well, once all that they do, making one unique holiday. But once a calamity ever so great occurred when holidays met.
Legos and clubs start off there. If you misplaced your card, swipe to the right and card lost.
You're not a big fan of Miller? I mean, he's had so many different styles and eras of art. Do you not like anything he's ever done? Like, if you look at his Daredevil work, it's nothing like what he does now. So I kind of find it hard to believe that, you know, it's kind of hard to lump both art styles in the same kind of way. Kind of like the way that Dark Knight looks nothing like Daredevil and Sin City looks nothing like Batman or Daredevil in a way. Do you dislike it all, Montoya? Not the way he does figures, but backgrounds look good. Let me see. Yeah, I like his Daredevil, his Batman, his Sin City especially. So much good artwork in that Sin City stuff. Because it's so stylized and interesting to me, but whatever he's doing now. Yeah, his stories were the biggest impact. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, Batman Year One. He did like the definitive beginning Batman story and ending Batman story, and then what's widely considered to be the definitive Daredevil run, and then his Sin City work. Yeah, and his compositions for sure. I can't imagine he's going to be around for too much longer, unfortunately. Be interesting. I mean, obviously, we're not, I don't want him to pass away, but he doesn't look very healthy, so I wonder how much longer he's going to hold on.
You better be playing.
Luke, do I have any idea what my next comic will be after this one, or I'll be taking a break? Well, it depends. Like I said, I'm going to do a crowdfunder on this one, and if it's successful enough, and I don't know what successful will look like, we'll see. Like if I make my goal fast, like instantly, and get, a good percentage over goal, I could consider that a success and keep going with this. If I don't make the goal and the crowdfunder is a failure, I'm still going to print up copies on my own dime, because I can order them for 25 copies a piece, or a minimum run, and get them out to the people that want them. But if this is successful, I'll probably keep going with it. I have like an idea for like a 4-issue, 5-issue thing, just to fit in all these over-the-top ridiculous bullshit ideas that I've got for this story. So if it works out, I kind of want to continue with it because I've got some fun ideas I want to do. And if not, I've got tons of other ideas to pursue. I've got the thing that was going to be my immediate follow-up to my He-Man fan comic that I put on hold to do this. I've had some people say, like, dude, you're going to get picked up by Marvel. I'm like, no, I will not. Marvel ain't looking for me. That's absolutely never going to happen. You like my character designs? Well, I can't take full credit for it because it's just a riff on Liefeld's Cable, honestly. Just changed to be, different enough to not be a complete ripoff, but so it's not like it's, starting from zero. It's me taking an already existing idea and farting around with it for the humor of it. Boy, I just can't find anything I want to listen to. He needs a pigtail. Well, one of the things that I leaned into, because Cable, of course, has a big scar over one eye, over the one eye, and then a robotic eye. Well, for my version of this Cable character, both eyes are robotic, and instead of having a scar over his eye, his entire head is one big giant scarred mess, like a monster. My idea is like a monster grabbed onto the top of his scalp with both hands and claws and just raked his head and just shredded it. And the original Cable had like a receding hairline, so Liefeld would have the hair come down at like a widow's peak and have like a receding hairline. In my version, I just got rid of the other hair and just made him have a big mohawk down the center of his head. Just different stupid things like that. And instead of being like partially robotic, like half his head and one arm, like he's like 90% robot. Like the only thing that might be human is his brain and his heart and his lungs. So it's all taken to the extreme. Hence the name of the comic book, Maximum Extreme. Like I'm gonna have the character, his name's gonna be like Max or Maximus. He literally has cyber junk. I was even gonna have a scene. Not every idea that I get, I'm gonna put in the comic. But what if he unzipped his pants and his dick is like a missile and he fires it at somebody? I'm like, okay, all right. Just we'll table that idea. Or it pisses lasers or something. I mean, I'm literally going for every stupid idea that I can think of and just run with it. But at the same time, trying to make it awesome, like an old school Image comic, but taking the extreme ideas to like an extreme level. Just because why not? I'm trying to entertain myself here. And hopefully by proxy everyone else.
Hello, we'd like you to have this flower from the Religious Consciousness Church. Would you care to make a donation?
No, but thank you anyway.
The red zone is for immediate loading and unloading of passengers only. There is no stopping in the white zone.
A Doc Ock tentacle. There you go. When everything comes down, like he's captured and he's chained up and he's down to his, the bad guys that capture him think they've got him down and there's nothing he can do. He's like, I've got one last weapon. His balls are little miniature grenades.
Don't start off with your white zone shit again.
And then a Dr. Octopus tentacle that just wails out there and starts catching people. Like no one sees that coming. Just saying. There's lots of possibilities.
There's just no stopping in a white zone.
Really, Vernon? Why can't you both know perfectly well what it is you're talking about? You want me to have an abortion.
It's really the only sensible thing to do. If it's done properly, therapeutically, there's no danger involved. Taxi!
I'll be back in a minute.
Hello, sir. We're talking about this flower on behalf of the Church of Religious Consciousness. Would you...
Daniel Gonzalez, what's up? Because the sequel idea I have for this book, the next issue, issue 2, has everyone who's in issue 1 except Dickless Ninja. He's the only one left out because I have nothing left to say about him. It's like we kind of had his story, and he's the star of issue 1, but when I think about it and want to do more, the only character out of the 2 main heroes here that I want to kind of tell more about is this guy. So Dickless Ninja's not going to show up in book 2. He might show up in 3 or 4 if I go that far. Daniel, if it ends up looking good, you know, once I pencil it out and get it done and it looks good, this has always been kind of my idea, but I tend to have ideas and then once I draw them up, I fuck them up and screw it up, and then it's no good. So if it works out, very likely, paying tribute to old school Liefeld. I can't imagine I'd get in trouble for doing a parody of this shit. I shouldn't, because 90% of everything Liefeld does is all parody rip-off nonsense, so...
This is Captain Over. I've got it.
Pritchard, how you doing?
I want you to make sure that she's kept in a reclined position with a continuous watch kept on her IV. Also,
All right, Jimmy Ham on 5, hold the mail.
That would suck for the character if someone snuck in while he was sleeping and stole the jar. Thanks for stopping in, Luke. Appreciate it, my brother. A never-ending cycle of him losing his dick. Can you imagine he shows back up in like issue 3 and he's like, I'm back. And he's like, well, why? He's like, somebody stole my dick again. Like, no way. Come on. I am not going to go through that nonsense again.
Then why did you take the job of doing that off the college?
But yeah, the future stories, like if you saw the art that I posted recently, I did that shiny chrome metallic girl. That's going to be one of the villains that this, my Maximum Extreme character guy here, the Cable ripoff that he runs into. She's teaming up with Kill Snap, the guy who is at the beginning, who's like the Wolverine ripoff, who got his arms and his head cut off. Of course, he survives. And along with 2 other characters, one of them is the big, strong, muscular guy, a really tall, muscular guy. His name is going to be Tuma, as in it's not a Tuma, if anybody gets that joke. Michael Pritchard, you're at the, are you at the San Diego Comic-Con? But yeah, so there's going to be Kill Snap, and then the girl, her name is Stab. It's an acronym. It stands for Sweet Tits Apple Bottom. And then there's the big, strong, muscular guy. His name is Tuma. And then there's going to be a guy that flies around that has like a bunch of like technological armor on and he shoots lasers. His name's going to be Laser Fag. But the last name, the fag part, is PHAG, which is an acronym for Photonic Hyper Atomic Guns. So Laser Fag, PHAG. going to come after Maximus Extremis here. And meanwhile, he's trying to save the life of the character that showed up earlier in the book 1, the girl with the bow and arrow. Her name was Bow Bitch. She was targeted for assassination because she failed, and so he's trying to save her. Daniel Gonzalez, you like the STAB acronym? Yeah, a buddy of mine one time, we were at work and we were talking about this really hot girl, and we're talking about what kind of like cute names we could call her. This is all juvenile humor. You know, instead of calling her babe or sweet cakes or princess, we were just laughing at each other at the stupid things we could say. And he's like, we could call her Sweet Tits Apple Bottom. And I just laughed forever. And then I'm like, that comes out to stab, which is what she would do to us. And the girl we were talking about happens to be one of my best friends on the planet, so it's not like we were being completely inappropriate. But I'm like, eventually I'm like, I gotta find a place to use that. And then I'm like, well, I found a way to use it. Okay, Michael Pritchard, you're not... Okay, I was going to say, I was looking for somebody to be at the San Diego Comic-Con. I wanted somebody to pick up something from Liefeld's table for me so bad. He's got a new Youngblood comic exclusive to the convention only. And I was like, oh, I would pay somebody to pick it up for me and mail it to me. I just don't know anybody who's actually going, personally. Mike, you like the video on the Red Band Wolverine Revenge? Yeah, I love the art in that, man. Capullo's inspiring the hell out of me on that one.
Get on board, son. All aboard! Door 9 at the ground control. Loaded and ready to taxi. Goodbye, darling! I love you, darling!
209er, taxi to runway 19er.
Goodbye, darling! Okay, here, hurry!
Yeah, Capullo's foliage and dinosaurs, like everything he does, he's so different from what he used to be. I'm in the kind of minority on this, but I did not like his Spawn stuff. But also is like, I'm not interested in Spawn. But I can pick up a book and love the art and hate the character and be fine. But there was just something about the combination of it all that I'm like, everyone loves Capullo on Spawn. I'm like, man, I sure don't.
Oh, I've been gone for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I get why people like him. on Spawn. I get it. But, and again, I collected it forever.
Something sweet? Do you have anything light? How about the famous Jewish sports legend? No wonder you're upset. It's lovely. It does. It's subtle, powdery breath, furry eyes, shady who don't get lost.
Steven, you made it to your new apartment, right? You were saying the other night, was it last night? That, yeah, you were relocating out of state, right? Hope you made it all okay and in one piece.
Worse than Detroit. The mood in the place was downright ugly. You wouldn't walk in there unless you knew how to use your fists. Count on a fight breaking out almost every night.
I'm listening to Airplane, the comedy.
I didn't go there that night to call him. I just dropped in for a couple of drinks. Suddenly, there she was. I was captivated. Like a thunderbolt. I had to ask the guy next to the pinch me.
Of course, right, one of my favorite parts. This show is so funny. Oh, it's so good. Montoya drinking problem. Yeah. You know what's funny is I didn't get that joke as a kid for years. I just had no context for what the hell they were talking about. It wasn't until I was like a late teenager where I was like, oh, a drinking okay, I get it. Was that the I effed her brains out and the stewardess walks by all frazzled? I don't think that line is in this movie. I don't think it is. so many gags you can keep track. That's for sure. It's like non-stop, like constant, like gags thrown at you.
I never wanted it to end. So don't. Said enough about me. Boring. Whenever I start to talk about Lane, I always get carried away. I lose all track of time.
Would you like to order dinner now?
Yes, Joey will have the steak, and my wife and I will have the fish.
Why are you gonna have to cook it, Dad?
Joey, I think the pilots are probably too busy flying planes for that.
I'll tell you what, Joey, I'll talk to the captain and see what I can arrange. Gee, that'd be swell. Would you gentlemen care to order your dinner?
That big slide of people style on the job.
My favorite part.
Would you gentlemen care to order your dinners?
Bet, babe, slide a piece of the pole to drink side, run the job. Look at here. I can make grease and trumpet on some butter and drag it through the garden.
Like, I understood what the first guy said, but the second guy, not a clue.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. I want you down. Thank you. Clear? No, thank you. I take it back. Like my man.
Yeah, the jive guys. That shit is so funny. Bet, babe. Slide a piece of the porter, drink side, run the Java. Drive up the coast to that little seafood place and it.
My orders came through. My squadron ships out tomorrow. Arriving the storage depots at Zachary at 1800 hours. We're coming in from the north, below the radar. I can't tell you that. It's classified.
Oh, Jack, please do. I worry about you so much.
I love you, Elaine.
Joey Hammond.
Oh, hi, Joey. Well, I'll give you some pizza. Joey, we have something here for our special visitors. Would you like to have it?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sure. You ever been in a cockpit before? Something here for our special visitors. Would you like to have it?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sure. You ever been in a cockpit before?
No, sir, I've never been up in a plane before.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
You ever seen
Want me to
a
check the weather, Clarence?
grown man?
No, why
naked?
don't you take care of it? Joey, you ever hang around the gymnasium?
We better get back now, Joey.
No, Joey can stay here for one if you like.
Could I? Okay, if you don't get in the way.
Flight 209 into Denver Radio. Climbing to cruise at 42,000. We'll report again over Lincoln. Over and out.
Wait a minute. I know you. You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You play basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers.
I'm sorry, son, but you must have me confused with someone else. My name is Roger Murdoch. I'm the co-pilot.
You are Kareem. I've seen you play. My dad got season tickets.
I think you should go back to your seat now, Joey. Right, Clarence?
Oh, he's not bothering anyone. Let him stay here.
All right, but just remember, my name is Roger Murdoch. I'm an airline pilot.
I think you're nice, but my dad says you don't work hard enough on defense. And he says that lots of times you don't even run down court. And that you don't really try, except during the playoffs.
The hell I don't. Listen to you. I've been hearing that crap ever since I was at UCLA. I'm out there busting my buns every night. Tell your old man to drag Waltman and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes.
Joey, you like
Movies about gladiators.
Lane, just hear me out. I know things haven't been right for a long time, but it'll be different. Like it was in the beginning, you know?
I remember everything. All I have mostly I remember the nights when we were together. I remember how you used to hold me. How I used to sit on your face and wrinkle it. Afterwards, how we watched the sun come up. When it did, it was almost like each new day was created only for us.
So they have always wanted it to be like.
It won't be. Not as long as you insist on living in the past.
You like the way that trigger finger hand is looking? I appreciate that because I'm kind of farting around with it, not sure if it was working. So, thanks. You complete me. You validate me. Let's see. I mean, I don't know if you could see it like that.
Is it? Because of my mistake, 6 men didn't return from that night.
7 lieutenants that died this morning. The Dr. Sanders says she'll be out in a week. Isn't that wonderful?
She could say the same for George Zip.
Patience. Nobody expects you to get over this in me.
Hey, Striker, how about a break? I'm getting tired.
Yeah, all right. Take 5.
Thanks.
I found a wonderful apartment for us. Has great fireplace, a bedroom with mirrors on the ceiling,
I'm going down.
Captain Jolene. I think she's a pilot, still fighting the war.
I found the tunnel, Johnson. This way. $25 per cigarette. Come on.
Lieutenant Hurwitz. Severe shell shock. Thinks he's at home now.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on a plane. Stop here. Stop now. Honey, everything's coming up.
Where's hell?
Excuse me, sir. Would you like some coffee before we start dinner?
No, thank you.
Would either of you like another cup of coffee?
I will, but Jim won't.
I think I will have another cup of coffee.
Jim never has a second cup of coffee at home.
Excuse me, sister. Yes? There's a little girl on board up front still, and
Oh, yes, child.
could I borrow your guitar? I thought maybe I could share chords. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Do you mind if I talk to your daughter? I think that'd be nice. Hi, I'm Lisa. Lisa. Oh, you have a guitar. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe you'd like to hear a song. I'd love to. This is one of my favorites.
Travels the banks of the river of Jordan to find where it flows to the sea. I looked in the eyes of the cold and the hungry, and I saw that I was looking at me. And I wanted to know if life had a purpose and what it all means today.
Drawing all this gear and shit takes a minute, but it's worth it.
There is only one river, there is only one sea, and it flows through you, and it flows through me. There is only one people, we are one and the same, we are all one spirit, one name, we are the Father, we are one, we are
A little late tonight. We've been waiting for you.
You first.
Go ahead, Clarence. I got it.
How's the weather?
Not so good. We got some heavy stuff ahead of us. It might get rough again unless we can climb on top.
Yeah, after the war, I just wanted to get as far away from things as possible. So Elaine and I joined the Peace Corps. We were assigned to an isolated tribe, the Malombos. They'd never seen Americans before. It was really a challenge during the year introducing.
What do you mean exactly, Montoya?
At first, they didn't know what to do. But soon we gained their trust.
You better prepare storing food for the up-and-coming monsoon months. Also, Tupperware products are ideal for storing leftovers to help stretch your food dollar. This 2-quart Seals and Light container is packed off on special days.
You must understand, these people have been completely isolated from civilization.
You mean like through the entire book? Yeah, this is the design that he's had in the book. I did reach a point where he was fighting one of the bad guys, and I was like, you know what, I'm sick of drawing these shoulder pads and this backpack and all this shit. So during the fight, I had all that shit get ripped off him to streamline him down a little bit. Like, it was very intentional. but he was also in the middle of a big fight where he was getting his ass kicked. So it all kind of works.
I think we're getting the hang of it. When we reenlist, how's the base done?
Dad, I don't want to stay here. It's time for us to go back home with the plans we made with both of you.
A lot of people make plans before the war. And George is it.
It was at that moment that I first realized Elaine had doubts about our relationship. And that, as much as anything else, led to my drinking problem. We did come back to the States, find a number of jobs, go on for hours at a time to start the board. You know,
Oh, what is it? Oh, yes. Oh, it's my stomach. I felt this awful since we saw that Ronald Reagan film. Oh, thanks for having me.
Captain, one of the women passengers is very sick.
Where is it?
I think so, but I've never seen a film ship.
Find out if there's a doctor on board.
why are they here?
Joey, have you ever been in a turkey prison?
Montoya, it was kind of two things. One, yes, I didn't want to draw that guy over and over. So yes, you remember correctly. But also, those characters had no relevance to the ultimate resolution of the story. And so I just wanted to get past it. And so yeah, I could have had like a drawn out kind of fight. But to just, for expediency for the story, to get into the main crux of it, I did just eliminate it quickly. So yeah, there were two reasons.
You see it done.
What's funny is that Chuck, the inker, he was saying he kind of liked the robot design. I was kind of bummed out that I eliminated it so quickly. He's like, oh, I kind of wanted to
Don't tell the captain.
do more with that guy. I'm like, I get it, but I'm like, I gotta move on from this thing.
Right now. Tell the captain I must speak to him.
Victor, we're running into some heavy weather. Roger, take off.
Yeah, there was a legit reason, but
Captain, how soon can you land?
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Okay, take a guess.
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours.
Oh, we can't land for another 2 hours. August closed down everything this side of the mountain. We've got to get through to Chicago.
What is it, doctor? What's going on? I'm not sure. Seen anything like this since you need a bath, huh? What wasn't we had for dinner tonight?
Well, we had a choice. Fish.
Give him a pinup to make him happy. I mean,
We had fish.
I would if he wanted it.
Some were for people, and the rest of the passengers were yours.
You know what's just to chime in on. I do have sort of a follow-up to that. See, I keep taking all these ideas that I keep thinking of, even some stuff that I kind of thought of as I'm reviewing comic books, because the robot, he was a big, like, I'm gonna say that he was created by, you know, these this Japanese organization, because in the original comic that the character is a parody of in Brigade for Liefeld, the character was named Shogun. So it's like a Japanese robot. So I'm going to say that this robot was created by Japanese machine makers. And in the next comic, the creators of that robot that my guy destroyed, they're pissed off that my guy blew him up. So they're after him because he blew it up. And some months ago, I did this review on a Liefeld comic where this character was fighting some ninjas, and the way that Liefeld drew this panel, it looked like the ninjas were either 20-foot tall monstrosities or 1-foot tall little miniature ninjas. And I was like, that would be funny to put into a comic where these like hand type ninjas or the Foot Clan ninjas come after somebody, but they're either giant, like as tall as a house, or they're little 1-foot tall little micro ninjas throwing little teeny throwing stars, and their swords are the size of a butter knife. It's so stupid, but visually it looked interesting in this comic book, even though that wasn't what Liefeld intended. And I'm like, oh my god, I have a place to do that. So the Japanese manufacturer of the robot, they're pissed, and so they're sending out their ninja. So there's going to be one guy who's like a regular sized ninja, and he's going to use his magical ninja powers and spawn these others. So there's going to be like 1 or 2 giant ones that are stomping around. They're going to have throwing stars that are the size of like fucking garbage can lids that my guy's dodging. And there's going to be like 20 little 1-foot tall ones swarming him. And he's going to be swinging his swords around, my guy, and their guns, blowing them away. So I have this whole idea of this visual gag that's just giant ninjas and tiny ninjas because they're pissed off that they blew up the robot in issue 1. And that's in addition to the 4 bad guys that are Kill Snap, Stab, Tuma, and Laser Fag. All these guys are after my hero here and the other girl character that's going to be involved in the book in issue 2. All going to be violent and bloody. They could all be robots and just merge into one. Stop giving me ideas. Because then I'll start rethinking everything. I'll be at scratch again. Because that's actually funny. That's actually a good idea. It would make sense for like the anime kind of gag. But I like the idea of the ninjas being magical beings. And by the way, Adam Brooks, how's it going? Like, I even kind of did a version of it with the ninjas. Let me see. Here we go. God, if I could fucking get my hands on it. I don't know, you probably can't see, but this is a pinup I did recently. And it's kind of like a things to come, but I've got little ninjas like tucked in under here, jumping around behind them, and then a big giant ninja face, all to kind of be like, this is a pinup to go in the back of the book, like things to come in the next issue. So we got Kill Snap, Red Coyote, the main guy Maximus, Bo Bitch, and Maximus's brother War Rock, who's a parody character of Battlestone from Brigade. Yeah, Adam, the practice inks. Yeah, I was inking over Larson, Jim Lee, Silvestri, trying to just get good at that shit. Where did my pencil go? There it is. Adam, you were just going to watch something as you fall asleep and hear you. This is theoretical cover for the book. But like I was telling the others, if it turns out good enough that I'm happy with it, I'm happy with it so far. But I have to draw the whole thing and get it done and just see if I like it. You know what I mean? Montoya, I can do it like in the 80s, the Gate flick where the guy falls and breaks into little monsters but with ninjas. I've never seen that. That sounds interesting. Yeah, Army of Darkness is another one that I thought of. Definitely, with all those little ridiculous versions of himself. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady. That was one of those rare movies where as a kid, I had no idea what it was about. No context for Evil Dead in the slightest. No idea. I just saw the trailer for it, and it looked so interesting and funny. I'm like, I gotta go see this thing. So my first exposure to Ash and the Evil Dead and all that was Army of Darkness, and I liked it. I was a little bit weirded out because I didn't get it, but I liked it. But over the years, I've come to like, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. That and Evil Dead 2. I'm not so much a fan of the first one. I don't feel like Sam Raimi had reached, you know, the level that he would achieve with the second one. Like, I remember the trailer where he makes that metal hand of his and he just takes and holds it up and flexes and he goes, groovy. And for some reason, I'm on board. That was funny to me. And so I talked my brother into going with me, and we all kind of dug it. We all had a great time with it. But yeah, there was so much context I just did not get. But you kind of don't need too much context. They tell you everything you need to know. It's like he battled the evil, thought he won. Then a portal opened him, sucked him into the thing. So it's like, I got everything I needed out of it. You saw the making of it on E, but didn't get the feeling it was going to be so silly. What's funny is the show takes occasionally it gets kind of serious and kind of scary in a way. It's like when Sam Raimi wants to, suddenly he turns on the spooky, and it works. But like the part where he fucked up the Necronomicon when he went to get it, and all three of the books were there, and like the part where all those skeletons are like fighting him, like the hands are coming up out of the dirt, grabbing onto his head and bashing him onto the ground, and like poking him in the eyes, and then out of the blue it pauses for a second, and then like 7 or 8 skeleton fists all just punch him in the face all at the same time. It's so funny. Yeah, it's kind of like the Three Stooges gag with like the eye like blocking it. It's so great. So yeah, I remember like a year or so or two later, my dad sent me to the store and said, "Son, we need something to watch. You're in charge of renting the movie tonight, son." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "Just think about it and find something we would all like to see and just go ahead and rent it." And so I saw Army of Darkness. I'm like, they'll like this. And I could tell my dad after watching it, he was like, "This is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen." He's like, "It was all right, son. I don't know. Maybe next time try to think about something we would all like." I was like, "But that was hilarious." Send me to this fucking store as a 17-year-old kid and say, "Rent a movie for everybody, son." I'm like, well, that's what you get for trusting me. That'll teach you to never do it again. It was your birthday movie at the theater and your parents had the same reaction. I can see people who've never seen the original before, especially if they're not youthful dummies like we probably both were. And they just probably like, what is this? Stupid? But yeah, I liked it when I first saw it, but it's grown on me through the years to be like, I enjoy it way more than I did when I first saw it. God, I keep thinking if I should do this as a double page spread and have the back cover kind of flip over the same way that X-Force #1 did, and do like a front and back cover. Jaro, Maximum Extreme, you know. It's the bloody adventures of Maximum Extreme. Yeah, Jaro, good ear, man. We were talking about ninjas just a little bit ago, and how I'm going to incorporate them into this thing. So it got me thinking about that. But good ear, dude. Pinup idea, double page spread, we have to flip the book. You mean like you open up the book, you have to turn it like it's a, instead of horizontal, vertical? I originally had an idea for when you open up the inside front cover, it's just the dick in the jar, and that's where the credits are. I still could, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to. I have a whole other idea for what I want to do on the inside of the cover. I'm also trying to come up with a way to do something kind of different for the narration of the book. I'm not going to have either one of these characters talking, but there's going to be some monologue. But I actually, my idea was, and I'm kind of embarrassed to kind of tell what it is, because I'm worried that you guys are going to tell me it's the fucking stupidest thing you've ever heard of. But that's why I need to mention it. But the idea that I had is that I want to flip it open, and on the inside front cover is going to be like a cartoony version of me chastising you, the reader, for reading such a disgusting book. Like, what the hell are you reading this for? Why would you pick up something so disgusting? This is full of juvenile, stupid humor, and you should be embarrassed to have such a thing in your possession. And then the narration will just be me, my little cartoony character narrating, like, look, in this scene, the guy doesn't have a dick, and they're running around. This is so childish and stupid. But then the characters will be talking all serious. But the idea is that me, as the creator, am telling you that this book is disgusting and you shouldn't be looking at it. All in the fun of, like, the idea of, like, it's all a gag, it's all silly, and I'm making fun of you for reading something so disgusting about a dick in a jar. But then we lean into the over-the-top nature of it, where, like, the dick is flopping around, dicks are getting chopped off, girls are doing R-rated things with it. Like, we lean into it big time. And then by the end, little cartoony version of myself will be like, are you happy? Are you happy that you read this thing? You shouldn't be. Something to that effect. That should be a director's version of the comic. That's an idea. That's an idea. But then I have to make two versions of it, which is not necessarily... Huh. Now you got me thinking. But then I have to think about, well, then how would I do the narration in the comic in like a regular version? I don't know. I also kind of, I don't know, I think that's a good idea, but I also I just kind of wanted to just have the comic and just like not have crazy, ridiculous extras to make it more complicated for people to be interested in. Like, just like, here's the comic, here it is. No extra frills. Like, there will be at least one variant cover. But this is why I need to workshop this stuff with you guys, because these are good ideas. And then, of course, I'm going to have like a mock-up letters page with fake letters, like the book has existed before. And I was even going to have one of the letters be like from my mom, who's telling me she's disgusted that I'm her son for creating such a disgusting book. She's like, I can't believe you came out of my body. Who would make such a horrible thing with a dick in a jar? It's disgusting. You're not my son. And then a bunch of fake ads for comics that are not coming out. And a few that actually are. Like, I was going to put up an ad for, like, I've got my own characters that I created back when I was like 13 or 14, and they're terrible. But I was going to throw in an ad for those three guys. They'll never see the light of day, but why not just have an ad for these three ridiculous dumbass characters? My brother's probably going to have a pinup of his team of characters, which will actually be something coming out. My buddy Ginger Bear, he's going to have a pinup in there for his book that's forthcoming. And then I'm going to throw in just some other random things. Again, I want it to feel like an old Image comic, like Wildstorm or Top Cow or Extreme, where there are always ads for books coming out. And so that's what I want to have in there. But most of them, some of them will just be gag pinups, for books that never exist. But a couple of them are actually going to be real. Assuming the creators, finish what they're doing. And these guys will. But yeah, I want it to be beefy. I like my books that I make. Like, anybody who's seen my He-Man fan comics, like, they're big. And I'm like, if somebody's going to buy something from me, I want it to be substantial. I don't want to have this thing be just a little 20-page comic with no extras, no behind the scenes, no nothing. And then you don't get another one for a year. Like, I want there to be content in it that make people like, you got the story, but then there's letters pages, there's pinups, there's coming soon is this stuff. I want it to be a worthwhile thing. which is the mindset. Throw it all in there. That's kind of what I'm doing. I just wish to God I could draw as good as Mark Silvestri. That's all I want. I want Mark Silvestri art skills. Ass is killing me sitting on this chair for so long. Yeah, no, I'm not even close to Silvestri, but that's the kind of the goalpost that I want to shoot for.
This Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy edges.
It's no ordinary flare.
But thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I think I'm liking this. I'm gonna finish up her head here and then get rid of the light box and see what it looks like.
same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7. Are you finished with the world? Who's that?
Better than Valentino? Oh, poor Valentino. He was certainly in the right place at the right time, wasn't he? And good for him. And he was friends with Liefeld. So... Now the part I'm most nervous about is not fucking up the girl's face. Because I want her to be comic book hot. And if you fuck it up... I'm actually sitting here holding my breath as I do it. All right, all right. Whew. And of course I'm trying to decide how much form I give the shape in the jar, because it's going to be on the cover, so I don't want it to be, I want it to be ambiguous. Like, what's in the jar? Well, once you read the book, you'll know. Bunch of bubbles. People would be like, is that a turd in a jar? I mean, like, sure. Alright. Time to get rid of the light box. It's been kind of melting me anyway. Overhead lamp on, light box off. Alright. I still gotta detail in his gun and the swords and stuff. I kind of like her body. I'm going for like hyper, unbelievably hot body, muscle tone. The most ridiculous tiny outfit like they always put their girls in the Image comics. That's the whole point of it. I think it's working. I'm not hating it. Of course, I'm thinking of it in terms of like hoping that Chuck will like it enough to want to ink it too. Like obviously I can't make him do any damn thing he doesn't want to do. But I always try to like make sure my stuff reaches the level that he deserves. Freehanding these lines here.
A real Etsy buyer review for handmade home decor by a real Etsy seller. They are truly beautiful to look at and absolutely original. Discover pieces created and loved by real people. Shop the Etsy app.
Yeah, I think, I mean, of course everything Chuck does makes it look way more awesome than it was just me doing it. It's also part of the reason I've been doing so much. Can you guys hear me? I think it finally caught up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was just saying, my old phone, this one that I have hanging here, the battery's terrible on it, so it doesn't last very long at all. So I have it plugged into the power as go, but it has a tendency to occasionally it overheats, and so the phone says the phone has to shut down before you can continue using it. And last time it did it, it shut the whole live stream off completely. But this time I hurried and kind of put it on an air